And it's an issue very close to a lot of people's hearts here, and an issue that the Alliance has a great deal of thoughts on. Insurance for long-term care. A lot of people already have this. It has been mentioned that the sum of £8,000 should be sufficient to see us into our graves. Where was this sum conjured from? Please discuss. And in the same order as the last question, please.
As it's just before the last question, and we've got a bit longer, can I just set right my sporting allegiance? My affiliations are to Hampshire and Essex cricket. I like Portsmouth and Southampton equally. And I follow Charlton Athletic, small club, underdog. Charlton sounds like Charlie, but seriously though. Pardon? Yeah, I know. I keep digging. As we know, the proportion of over 50s in the population now exceeds the under 50s, I believe. So the need for care is exponentially increasing massively. And it doesn't need a lot of imagination to realise that the issues facing our society: cost, space, NHS resources. Now, I've been described, and I'm not making this up, as between generations. I have an 18-year-old daughter, I'm in my mid-50s, and I have an 86-year-old mother in care. I know the issues facing you and people of my age that are coming up to it. I'm going to use this as a case study. My own father died at 90. He had very little care paid for by the state. He went into hospital for a couple of weeks, so he didn't cost very much at all in care. My mother now has Alzheimer's, and how it works, a lot of you will be familiar with this, but I'm trying to describe it. I know exactly how it is. My parents weren't owner-occupiers, but they had some small amount of savings, and my mother is spending about 25 years on her care, and I'm her power of attorney. Now, there's a part of me thinks, only a small part thinks, as you're losing out on your inheritances, that old story. But then the other altruistic and philanthropic part of me thinks, somebody's got to pay for it. And people in my parents' generation would have been pleased and would have wanted to save some money to look after themselves in their old age. The problem I think we all have is that the careful ones suffer because so many people get free care. Again, my answer is the answer to it. There are more questions than answers, but I certainly believe the whole care issue has to be a result of very careful study. And please understand when I say what I'm going to say now, we have to start respecting the wishes of people who may want to have their lives terminated for whatever reason. I think, just imagine in 20 years' time, it's not scaremongering, but so many places will be full of elderly people, and I'll be one of them, so it makes no difference, I'm part of that. But we have to review the whole moral approach to the termination of life, etc. But I'll take a balanced view, being right in the middle of it with my mother.
Good question. I think 2 minutes is enough. I actually prepared 5 minutes on this, but...
You have 3.
Oh, we have 3 minutes, so we'll have a go. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll quote Martin Green, the Chief Executive of the English Community Care Association, when he says there seems to be no coherent backstory about how this is going to be funded and what the criteria are, and how it interfaces with other aspects of care and social care system. Whether the money allocated will be enough, and if it isn't, what is going to be the price paid by other parts of the care budget? So, there will appear one bit of money that seems to have to go so many different ways. Councils are short of cash. The government are freezing because obviously social care and health care are run by the county council and health trusts. The government are not giving enough money to the local authorities to provide proper health care. And it's ironic, isn't it, where a place in a nursing home now costs an average of £36,000 a year, but these averages can be deceptive, because if you live in the southeast and are looking for a decent nursing home, it could really cost you £50,000 a year And a place in Eton currently costs £29,000 a year. That is absolutely an unbelievable statistic, but unfortunately an accurate one. And to make matters worse, of course, this totally complicated system of claiming benefits and care. You know, when you've got your mum and dad or whoever's needing this care, and you've got to make all these complicated claims and forms, overly complicated, and people just don't bother because they can't do it. It's just too much. Something like a 102-page form to make a basic claim for social care is not right. It's not proper. Your money that you worked all your lives for, your national insurance, you put that in because when you were paying that when you were at work, you assumed, and rightly so, that when it came to your needing health care and your pension, that money would be used for exactly that. Where's it all gone? My mum and dad were working. They were still working when I started work. And my elder brothers started work. So there was 5 in that family putting money in. Okay? Do you understand where I'm coming from? So all those people put money into the national insurance scheme. When it comes to they actually need it, you know, the mum and dad when they retired, it's gone. Where has that money gone? Why wasn't it protected? That's successive governments raping you of your just right, what you've worked for all those years. I don't know what the answer is now. I can sit here and make up one. I'm not going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is it has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed now.